first impression, this feels and sounds very much like a cheap, plasticky, disposable camera, and not something worth its nearly $50 price tag. Especially when I've bought better film cameras for less than $10 in my local thrift store. Half Frame, however, made this a curiosity for me, and I went ahead and bought it for $29.95 from the used department at B&H. Not sponsored, that was just the best price for one I could find. With a rare sunny winter day, I decided to put in a roll of Portra 400 and head down to the docks. I can't personally recommend loading pricey film into a camera like this, but can if you want to. Based on what I've seen already, subjects in deep shade are underexposed while subjects out in direct sunlight are overexposed. About 3.5 stops over a nominal sunny 16, from what I reckon. With Portra 400's exposure latitude, however, it's possible to get usable images in a variety of brightly lit daytime scenes with the Ektar H35, including in the shade. The overexposure and resulting increase in negative density cause color shifts that view scans auto levels don't necessarily correct for properly, at least with Epson V700. So I've decided to try out Raw Therapy's film negative tool with the raw DNGs I saved alongside the JPEGs. It ain't Negative Lab Pro, but Raw Therapy is free and open source, and version 5.9 allows you to use that tool with all types of input files rather than just Bayer pattern camera raw files, like your DSLR scanning. It's a worthwhile alternative if you're willing to put in the work to color correct. The Ektar H35 gives a vertical by default image, perfect for Instagram and TikTok. And being able to shoot twice as many photos as a normal full-frame camera, I can be less picky about what I choose to take pictures of. So enjoy my wandering around and taking pictures of whatever catches my eye. There's also horizontal and vertical framings of various subjects to compare. I'll keep commentary light from here. A rainbow is the result of both refraction and reflection of light. It is nothing magical, really. Seeing this just evokes the feeling of being broken down and overstaying your welcome. Obligatory puddle reflections, and these shots are trash. Literally. Sydney Avenue goes up a steep hill and can be a nightmare with ice and snow, which is probably why that part was closed the last time I went here for the snowy photos. So yeah, after coming down to the waterfront with an Ektar H35 loaded with expensive Portra 400 film and not much of a plan for what to shoot, what did I learn? For one, some of the best photos come from those times when you just let yourself get in the moment and stop overthinking it. You won't get good shots if you simply don't take any because you worry about running out of film, or you're constantly messing with the aperture, shutter speed, and focus. The Ektar H35 is limiting in many ways, but liberating in others. The exposure triangle is locked with whatever film you loaded into the camera, and the focus is fixed to infinity. There's no agonizing over settings or whether something's in focus as long as it's at least a meter away. Or even whether that roll of film will last long enough for a day. However, at a fixed f9.5 and 1/100th of a second, you are limited to bright enough daylight or subjects within the range of the internal flash. The infamously gray coastal Pacific Northwest winters may not provide enough light. As I went along, I've also learned of my own bias towards horizontal or landscape-oriented photos. Most inanimate subjects and scenery look better in horizontal, at least to my eyes. If you're photographing people, vertical seems to look better, especially if it's just one person or yourself. There's a reason why vertical is called portrait and horizontal landscape. When I made the teaser short, TikTok, Insta reel for this, I cut so much of the framing that a part of me died inside. And that was for 4x5 and not the narrower 9x16. Still, that's cutting out more than half the original width. It sucks. Lastly, I filmed everything apart from the talking heads with a Vivitar 28mm f2.8 Pentax lens adapted to the Panasonic S5. You see me here on the kit 20 to 60mm lens though, as even Panasonic's DFD AF still beats not having any autofocus like on the old film lenses. The 28mm f2.8 is not a very sharp lens and it has some aberrations, but it complements the film photo aesthetic well, almost to the point where I'm considering doing a video on faking the film look with a digital camera, or film emulation.